Hi everyone! I haven't been able to keep the smile off of my face today. It's been a very good day. I went to the park with my mom and my grandma, and we took the dogs walking. So I got to take my deaf dog for a walk, and I loved it. And let's see what else. I got my feet muddy. The first thing I did was took my thongs off. I was like, I can't walk in the grass like this. And it just rained last night, so my feet were muddy and dirty, and it was just great. It was fun. I went looking for frogs and everything. I just feel good. I feel really good. The iron that they put me on in the hospital, I think, is really helping me. I'm feeling happier. You can see my happy creases. Can't you? Yeah, you can. Happy creases, huh? Let's see. Everything's been good. Today. Been a good day. There was a rough time. My grandma got in a bad mood. But my grandpa caused it, so we went to the park and the bad mood ceased. Hair in my mouth. I don't have any cigarettes. Hold on one second. I can't do this without a cigarette. Okay, so I'm back. Found one. No, it's not good for me, but oh well. I told myself I was going to talk about this, and so I am. When I was in the hospital, there was a gentleman who was shaking. I was in the psych ward, and he couldn't walk right, and he didn't say much, and I didn't know what to think, so I didn't think anything. When I started thinking was, you see people and they have disabilities, and we all have something wrong with us in some way, and sometimes you can see it and sometimes you can't. And with this guy, you could see it. He was shaking, and he talked odd. He couldn't talk straight, and finally we found out in group. But I'm going to tell you about the group in a minute. What happened was, we were in group one day, this other group, and he basically, the group leader, the nurse, the therapist of recreation, the recreational therapist, she started, oh, and I want to give a shout out to Ken. Hey Ken, I haven't talked to you in a while, and I returned your phone call, so call me back. I was just in the hospital, and I didn't know you called. And then last night I was asleep when you called, so my medicine knocks me out. But anyway, this guy, he was shaking. He talked you couldn't hardly understand what he was saying. And I just thought, okay, another mental patient, he's in here for some reason or another. And the recreational therapist at the end of our session had us get up and do the bus stop, which, I don't know how to do the bus stop, and it takes me a little training to be able to do any kind of special dance. I mean, I'll dance, but it's my own thing I'm doing. But this this woman had us stand up and do the bus stop, which I had never done before. So I just started doing my own thing after I realized I wasn't going to catch on during that session. It was a good song. So I just started dancing, and everybody was trying to do the bus stop with her. And all of a sudden, this man that shakes and that doesn't talk straight, and you just figure, whatever, he stands up and he starts dancing. And he's not dancing the bus stop. He's just feeling the music. And he's doing what he feels. He couldn't do the bus stop. He couldn't because of his disability. It was cerebral palsy, I believe, and he had had it since he was a child. And we found out in group the next day, and when I saw him dancing, I realized this man is in a body that doesn't work, but he still has these feelings, and he still has these wants. And I know that seems naive and stupid of me, that I didn't think about it before, but he had he had the music in him, and he wanted to express himself, and damned if he didn't stand up and start dancing. And I thought, that's cool that he's doing that. That's cool that I realized that there was more to him than that. And then in the next group, they said, what would you like? And he joked. He said, he was first, and he said, I want a pretty girl. And you couldn't hardly understand what he said, but that's what he said. And it was, people are too judgmental. You see somebody like that and you think, oh, poor thing, they're disabled. You just don't realize that there's a human being in there that has the wants and desires of everybody else. And he wanted a pretty girl like anybody else, like any other man would. And we all laughed, and he laughed with us, and he told us a story about when he was, and this is important, and I want any teachers out there to listen to this, any instructors, and everybody, listen to this. When he was in high school, he knew the trumpet, he was good at it, and he was good enough to be in the band. But the instructor would not let him go out on the field during marching band. He would only let him play in class because the man had cerebral palsy and he walked strange on the field. And so this instructor, this band instructor, would not let him go out on the field. And he said to us, he said, his name was Kurt, and he said, I felt very left out and lonely sitting on the bench watching them, wanting to be there with them. And the next year it was a new band instructor that finally let him play in the band and walk out on the field and play his trumpet. And he said that that meant so much to him because he had felt left out and different before. And I want everybody to think about this. People are human beings. Fuck everything else. Treat people right. Everybody has that soul. Everybody has that want, that desire to be treated right. And if you can't offer that to somebody, then get the hell away from people, because you shouldn't be in society. That's my point of view. And anyway, so I just want people to be aware that everybody is the same in some way, and in our souls. And we need to remember that and respect it. And 10 minutes is up, so I'll talk to you in the next vlog. Bye.